Hey guys, it's Danny. Today we're gonna discuss about a special orchid. Moreover, a special Phalaenopsis. And I know I have a lot of viewers which are really fans of Phalaenopsis, and I think this will put a smile on your faces. So this is the orchid. It does not look like anything special. It pretty much has the normal Phalaenopsis complex hybrid shape, and it is a complex hybrid. But the special thing about this orchid are the flowers. And if you cannot tell what's special about this orchid from this little flower, let me just turn it around a little bit. And I think now you're able to see what's so special about this orchid. The lip. If we compare this orchid with a normal complex hybrid Phalaenopsis, the lip is striking on this one. And this is actually one of the novelty Phalaenopsis that is starting to hit the market, and I'm happy because I like it. It is the so-called big lip or sometimes Bigfoot Phalaenopsis orchid. Now, I first saw one of these in pictures about 2 years ago, and I remember wishing it hits the market faster. And I think we reached that point where we have enough individuals that we can actually find this orchid in normal stores and garden centers. So let's take a closer look at the flower and talk a little bit about why it looks like this. Now, in the description below, I'll link you to a forum discussion which actually talks about the origin of this orchid, and it's really interesting. So what we're dealing with here is a sort of a pyloric orchid. This is a mutation. This orchid definitely does not exist like this in nature since it is a complex hybrid, but it is also a recent mutation. And when I say recent, I mean about 15 years, and in the life of an orchid, this is pretty recent considering their slow growth. Now, you might already know the pyloric orchids. With them, the petals are actually trying to imitate the lip. This is how you can find those orchids that seem to not open completely, or with those very pretty splashes on the petals that actually look like the lip. On the big lip Phalaenopsis, actually things are reversed. The lip is trying to imitate the petals, thus the bigger size. But it also still holds the traits of the lip, meaning the pattern, maybe different colors and different spots and all of that. And overall, it gives this effect of a big lip Phalaenopsis. Now, from a biological point of view, the lip is actually a modified petal. And with botanical species, it is an adaptation that ultimately results in attracting pollinators. Through the hybridization process, we managed to find really appealing mutations, but this particular mutation seems to be quite rare and quite hard to obtain. Its brothers and sisters did not look like this, but there was that one particular individual which displayed this mutation. And in the beginning, of course, there might have been many clones of this orchid, but as I read now, you can cross two big lip Phalaenopsis orchids and result into at least a few big lip offsprings, which is really nice because this only means one thing: this orchid will become more and more available. Now, I do have an ID for this orchid. You'll see it on the screen right now, and what I can tell you is that in Europe you can find this orchid actually in normal stores, as well as probably orchid nurseries. In the USA, I did find the exact same one at Orchids by Hausermann. I was actually looking for the ID, so I'll link you down below to that store. Not sure if it's available, but it's worth a try. There are other Phalaenopsis orchids which actually have the corresponded with a normal lip in the version with the big lip. So there are quite a few variations of the big lip, and also the lip has different shapes depending on the orchid. Some Phalaenopsis even have as big of a lip as a petal. And if this is something appealing to you, then of course it's absolutely wonderful. I do tend to enjoy this type of lip more because it still holds the pattern and the different colors, and it is a nice contrast with the petals while still feeling special. Now, regarding care, this is an absolutely normal Phalaenopsis hybrid. You don't need to do anything special. If you can grow other Phalaenopsis complex hybrids, you will be able to grow this one as well. We are only referring to a mutation of the flower here, not the entire orchid. But since I sometimes get a lot of questions of where did you purchase this orchid, how do you manage to find these orchids, I'm going to tell you a little secret. Wherever there are orchids, even Phalaenopsis, even if you don't like Phalaenopsis, go regularly and just take a peek at the orchids you find there. Because as we progress, orchid nurseries will start to have more and more hybrids that we never seen before. And this is the case of this orchid. In the home improvement store where I found it, there were a lot of the most typical Phalaenopsis orchids, like the white ones, pink ones, and purple ones. And this was the only individual of a big lip form. So there's nothing special into finding a special orchid. Just give yourself the chance to actually find it. Whenever you visit a store, just take a peek at the orchids they have as well. You might find something quite special among the sea of very, very common orchids. And regarding this one, I have to say I really like it. It is not fragrant, I forgot to mention this. Many complex hybrid Phalaenopsis are not fragrant, and it is indeed a big orchid, like other Phalaenopsis are. But this pattern on the flower is quite nice. It is something special to me because I don't see this every day, but I really think that from now on we're gonna start to see more and more of these orchids available in normal stores at normal prices. This actually costed me 10 euros. So this is my special orchid of the day. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe to my channel for daily orchid and plants videos, and I'll see you all next time. Bye! So this is my Epicalia renum orchid that I just purchased. I did not repot it just yet because we have something developing here. It developed a lot since I purchased it, so I think we're gonna have some bloom soon.